As Dean of the Graduate School of Education, one of my major responsibilities is the pursuit of continued academic excellence. The GSE has been around for 95 years, and for 95 years, we have been leading our profession in a number of areas.
Rutgers faculty are working together to design and develop new kinds of learning environments that can help students to be better at taking action in their own worlds as active citizens.
So at the GSE, we prepare future teachers, future administrators, and future scholars in the belief that education is a joint enterprise and that we have to work together across stakeholders. As faculty, really apprentice our students into ways of working that are deeply humanizing and deeply committed to the inquiry and the pursuit of justice for all of the students that we serve and that our students serve. We've created sort of a nested system in which we can all learn from each other through the experience of conducting teaching and research.
People are in this because they have a passion for helping change education and improving excellence in education. The GSE is not a static organization. It's constantly growing and in flux. It's not isolated, it's not an ivory tower. I feel like all of our conversations have been around seeing what's happening in the world, and not just in the field of education, but in the world as a whole. And I think our students feel that, and they feel like we are working to give them the best possible experience.
It's not just good enough to say, I want to teach kids to be really good at math, or I want to teach kids to be able to read really well. That's insufficient. The questions we need to ask go beyond that. Yes, you need to be good at math. Yes, you need to be able to read, so that you can be a participant in a society that works for the good of all of us.
How do you create teachers who believe that every one of their students can learn physics? How do you motivate them? One of the ways to do it is to set very clear expectations. And the expectations have to be high. But if you just have high expectations and low level of support, then people get frustrated. So I teach them to have high expectations and the high level of support.
When I came to Rutgers, I immediately felt that it was a state institution that I could connect with. At that time, the GSE was leading in the forefront in terms of issues around diversity. So I was really looking to reflect the diversity of the state of New Jersey and the changing diversity in the country that's consistent with the mission of equity and social justice.
Our students are intellectual heirs. There is this important legacy that they carry forward, and we should work with our students so they are able to carry that legacy forward. We prepare students to be caring and wise educational scholars in whatever capacity in which they serve. It's a big burden, as well as an honor and a privilege.
The GSE is really trying to advance its work in equity and excellence by virtue of the kinds of initiatives it's been taking over the last number of years, and that has to do with creating partnerships with local schools. It gives us opportunities for increasing the access to education for all students and access to quality education. So I think the GSE is at the forefront of programs and training programs that have impact and effect for all our children in this country.
Rigorously, we prepare researchers and scholars. We really do a good job. We really focus on diversity of language, respect for language, and also the uniqueness of what culture and language, what that fusion, what that means to a human being. We cannot separate them. It's not only language, we're teaching both language and education and cultural diversity at the same time.
Part of our responsibility is to ensure that we're preparing candidates who will be the most dynamic and outstanding leaders, and also making sure that we are producing graduates that will serve local, national, and international communities.
Public schools in the United States are a place where there's a rich, exciting diversity of culturally, linguistically, and economically diverse students. And I think that Rutgers is a really excellent place to come to learn how to be a teacher in the United States today.